We are less than 1 month away from Election Day, and here to give us a follow-up about his campaign for mayor of Charleston is Lieutenant Colonel Clay Middleton. Clay, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty, can you tell me a little bit about your background? I know you're from Charleston. What brought you here?
So born and reared in downtown Charleston, a place called Bayside Manor. My wife and I now live in West Ashley, where we are raising our 2 boys, and came to the decision to run for mayor because we felt that we had something tangible to offer, not only for those that live here now, but for a future generation.
Yeah, and you also spent some time an appointee for the Obama administration, which is incredible, and you are active in the service, correct?
Yes, I've been in the South Carolina Army National Guard for 23 years. Started as a private first class, now a lieutenant colonel serving as a battalion commander. Had a great opportunity to work for Congressman Jim Clyburn for a number of years. I feel like I still work for him just off the payroll and enjoy my time working in the Obama administration.
Yeah. And now something on your website that stood out to me is you say it's time for a new brick in an old foundation.
Yes.
So, you know, of course, Charleston, the history is really what makes this so special. How do you plan to preserve the history while still fostering the growth and development that Charleston is?
I think all that is through collaboration and having people at the table that are normally not a part of the conversation, a part of that decision-making process. So certainly the city must continue to grow. A city that isn't growing is dying. We do not want that, but we also have to keep in mind that in order to improve things, we need other voices in the conversation and other voices a part of the decision-making process. So as mayor, we will certainly not put one part of the city against another, but truly have great collaboration. Okay,
so can you expand on that? How would you plan to bring the people together?
Going where they are.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't need everyone to come down to City Hall or to George Street. It is me as mayor going into communities and talking to people that do not agree with me.
Yeah.
So far, people tend to just talk to people that sound like them and agree with them. That's not how you move forward. That's not how you challenge assumptions. That's not how you get the best ideas out there in order to actually implement tangible things. So as mayor, we will certainly be very intentional of being engaged with all sectors of the community and not put downtown against West Ashley or James Johns Island against Daniel Island. We won't be doing any of that. We will be bringing people together, and that will be reflected in how I operate daily, but also those are my values.
Yeah, and now speaking of bringing people together, you know, crime has been a hot topic.
Yes. How
do you plan to build the trust between the community and the law enforcement?
So again, this is personal for me. I'm from Charleston. I'm a Benyat. So as it relates to crime, it's important that regardless, if you call 911, you expect help. It doesn't matter your last name or your zip code. You dial those numbers, you want somebody to come and help you. So for us, it's making sure that we have police officers that are from the community, that we have police officers that are patrolling all the time, not just during certain times of the year. But I also think we need a citizens advisory committee that's outside of the police department. So when you have a citizen that's having some great issues, that they can come to their mayor to get that resolved or at least investigated versus going to the police department. We will still work together hand in glove, but I think that added layer of trust will go a long way. Again, if you did nothing wrong, you have nothing to hide. But I do think it's important that we have that kind of accountability and relationship building that is consistent.
Yeah, and I would like to hear a little bit more about your long-term vision, you know, as pertaining to the next decade.
Yeah.
What do you see are the most prominent opportunities and challenges that we as a city will face, and how do you plan to address those?
Infrastructure is number one, without a doubt. I think having a city infrastructure coordinator will help us be proactive in obtaining resources, collaborating with the county and the region in order to actually get the resources that's needed to improve our infrastructure and do it continually. The other part I really think is education. Listen, I understand that the mayor has no direct authority over the school district, but I do believe that if we have a mayor that is conscious, that if we have a mayor that is going to partner with the school district, that means we could better educate our kids. That means our community centers can be extensions of learning. That also means we can close the summer learning loss that exists. I think we have an educated society, as well as the infrastructure that you need to grow and expand, then these other activities will take care of itself, as it relates to housing and transportation and crime and economic opportunity.
Yeah, and a lot of the theme I'm hearing from you is footwork.
Yes.
You're willing to go the extra mile and do the work and take the hardship. So,
absolutely, I'm a workhorse.
Yeah. Well, Clay, any events coming up that we need to know about?
We call and canvass every single day.
Okay.
People can go to our website, claymiddleton.com. They can sign up every single day. We're canvassing. We're calling voters, we being volunteers in the team, but yours truly, out there getting my steps in every single day.
Wonderful. Well, Clay, thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're back in 2 minutes.